Hello? Hi there, guys. Hi, hello. I don't know why, but that was like the scariest button to click. Not because it's like I was scared to go on stream. I was scared I was gonna click the wrong button. I realized my scenes are really poorly named. I have like 5 things named chatting. Um, so I'm glad I clicked the right button. Hello, all. Hi, Curlotus. Hi, Diamond Miner. Oh, and hi. Oh, yeah, thank you. Welcome back. Thank you. Hello, Dr. Echolas. My vacation was good. I didn't, to be 100% transparent, I feel like I didn't really do much. It felt more like like a staycation, but not at my house. I was just kind of vibing and relaxing and disconnecting from all of the internet. I really didn't click much. Like, I felt like I wasn't aware of what was going on in social media or the internet for like the whole month I was gone. So that was fun. I felt like it was good. It was like a good thing for my brain. The brain needed like to stay away from the craziness of the internet just for a little bit. It seems like I think I missed a lot. Like a whole lot was brewing in the VTuber sphere, especially at least at the tail end of my end of vacation. Like by the tail end of my vacation, I feel like things were going crazy with the whole V Shoujo situation. That was wild. That was wild to come back to. Oh, thank you for checking in, Weetabix, and hello, Weetabix. Hello. And thank you for checking in, Curlotus. Hello. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys checking in. So yeah, most of my vacation was really, it's not bed rotting. I feel like bed rotting has the negative connotation of you're like doom scrolling and not doing anything productive. I was really productive and doing a lot of hobby related things during my vacation. Just decided I wanted to plug off of the internet though. And that was fun. Now I feel like I'm trying to get myself back into the groove of, oh, thank you. I miss that so much, Ripco. Thank you for doing this to me. And I appreciate it so much. And I am back. Thank you. Oh, thank you for checking in as well. And oh my gosh, thank you for the sub. Thank you. I appreciate all the warm welcomes back. I missed you all super much. I was trying to like, at first I was like, oh, I should like, maybe I'll check in sometimes, but I felt like I needed like a disconnect. And it's nothing to do with like the VTuber community. It was just more to do with my own brain. Nothing to really do with being a VTuber or anything. I think I was getting overwhelmed with so much negative posts online. And I'm sure like you've all like felt that phenomenon before where there's just so much negativity and anger and rage bait and like anger. And I was just getting really sick of that. And so I was like, okay, we're gonna stay away from Twitter and YouTube videos and TikToks and all of that and go be a normal person for like a month. I think I felt that when I was talking to some colleagues that are a bit older than me, and they're not really tuned into the internet, and I just hear them talk about how their day is just so normal and they don't think about any of these things that are prevalent in my own brain. And I'm like, maybe I should go live like that for a bit. Way too much stimuli on the internet. It can be overwhelming, and I think it can be overwhelming in like a bad way. Like a really bad way. But it's I also like I didn't yeah, it's just I feel like it's hard to have a healthy relationship with the internet nowadays. Mostly because for a lot of people, you can't really disconnect. If you're like, thankfully, my job, I have a job. I have payment that's disconnected from the internet. But if your job is just primarily being like a social media content creator, you can't really, it's hard, it's way harder to do that kind of disconnect. And then I also feel like because you can't have that disconnect, you might even like your content kind of ends up maybe even suffering because you're just can be deep into the trenches of internet community and you've kind of lost everything. If that makes sense. Henry made a good video about having a healthy internet content diet and not indulging in too much of that toxic stuff. Yeah, that's like I'd be curious more about like the scientific aspects of what all that kind of content digestion does to our brain. I feel like our brains have not yet evolved to be able to handle that like barrage of like anger, rage bait, fake content, etc., etc. over and over and over and over. It's really hard to get away from it too. I don't even think I know people say, oh, you can like, what is it? You can make your Twitter algorithm or your social media algorithm you can like tailor it so it's less of that kind of content, but I think it's really hard to avoid having it somehow sneak in there. I kind of get it. December last year for me was super shitty IRL. It's part of the reason I took the extended assignment, made of nowhere, forcefully disconnect a lot. Yeah, I completely like get it. I hadn't done like an internet disconnect for a while, and so it felt pretty refreshing to do it this month. It just felt nice to, go, okay, I don't need to see what's going on. Now that I am back on it, it is like very obvious how like you get sucked into it. I already feel like I'm getting sucked into spending too much time on Twitter, and I'm trying my best to like go, okay, I need to sign off. I need to say goodbye. I need to not be on here. Before I get Starlink set up, I didn't have internet for 2 of the 6 months out here. Oh, wow. Wow, that is I feel like I didn't do a full internet disconnect because I was playing like video games and stuff, and they unfortunately, as most games nowadays, they had to be connected to the internet of some kind. I was watching some like Twitch streams, not too often though. Yeah, not a full internet disconnect. It was more like I need to get away from things where people are talking and discussing and posting a lot of content. I don't like, I think one of the big things before my internet like vacation was I was spending a lot of time on Reddit, and I feel like Reddit is like so dangerous. It was almost even more dangerous than Twitter for me. Feels like sometimes it's probably because it was also mixed with a lot of real life doom that I would read, and I go, oh my gosh, the world is over, society is ending, the animals are leaving us, etc. And then I would see like rage bait, like someone post some kind of rage bait thread immediately after, and I go, I hate everything sucks. And yeah, it feels like way too much stimuli being on Reddit nowadays. Oh, Reddit semi-died to me once I got rid of the more friendly third-party apps and don't like the current Reddit design. Completely get it. I also stopped using Reddit for a while when they first killed off things like Bacon Reader and like the third-party apps, because the Reddit app is abhorrent. Not great. I just started getting back into it because I find it's really hard. Like, it's really hard to find communities for like games or shows. I just want to like, as a grandma, basically, I'm gonna like show my age. When I would watch things and consume media as a child, I really liked going on forums. I really liked going on forums and discussing things that I like saw, and I wanted to interact with other communities. and like what did they think of this thing that they watched or they played or whatever. And you can't really do that nowadays if you don't use Reddit. But even Reddit is pretty bad for that. I don't really like, yeah, it's transitioned to community discords. I don't really like community discords as much. I feel like instant messaging back and forth does not hit the same of like a good discussion compared to, I wrote this paragraph plus essay of like what I thought, and someone's gonna reply to me in an hour or so, and they'll think about what I said carefully rather than my message gets, squished and nobody cares. Or it's just like too like not deep of a conversation. And that's cool. I think Discords work well for that. If you just want to like fan out and say, I love this character, here's some cute art of this character, I think community Discords work pretty well. For me, Reddit being more of target, I think you control a bit more you see. That is true. It is. You can definitely control more of what you see, especially because you can block subreddits. I need to utilize the block subreddit more because I'm a victim. I'm a victim of my own curiosity, where I will see something I hate and then click on it because I'm browsing on the popular subreddits page, and then I'll keep getting suggested that content, and then I'll go, why do I keep getting suggested this content? And then I can't help but click on the rage-inducing content. This is like my own fault. I'm hurting my own self. I love the Lab Rats subreddit, just funny stuff from labs around. I do love the that's a subreddit I really like. I think that one has what I would consider the perfect mix of memery and genuine like discussion about science and like how to do things in the lab, or I have a lab question, can someone help me? And there's so many like professionals and experts of all kind to be able to help. And there's also like a lot of joking around and memeing. That is like the ideal subreddit balance for me. Unfortunately, a lot of subreddits they really fail to find that perfect mix. A lot of times, I think this is funny. I was thinking the same thing, and then I watched Northern Lion. There's a clip where he talks about this exact same thing as well, and I was going, he's reading my mind. So I've been playing a lot of Uma Musume, which is the horse girl gacha game, if you haven't heard of it by now. And the game surprisingly has a lot of depth when it comes to the gameplay. There's like a lot of strategizing. And I wanted to go to the subreddit to see what people are doing. Like, how are we building horses? What are your thoughts? And like, it's just full of memes. It's just full of fan art. And it's full of like waifu fan art. And I'm like, oh my god. I just want to talk about the game. That's cool and all that you want to marry these horses. I don't blame you. They're cute girls. But I also want to just talk about the game. And the game, there are gameplay threads in there. They get buried so fast compared to like a picture of one of the girls in a wedding dress. So fast. At this point, Discord became more of, I need people to play with a niche game I love. Yeah, it really is like that. I have like love-hate relationship with Discord. I am sick and tired of information being gated behind random Discord servers. If you've ever played like any game that has like quite a bit of an online community, there are like multiple different Discord servers where there's information only stored in those Discord servers. And it like, as someone who really cares about, information being stored properly, it really sucks. It really sucks that, oh my gosh, what do you mean that this information is only behind this random Discord server that no one could ever access without like finding the invite link? The invite link is probably dead. It's probably been dead for like months, because that's just how it is when you're in these niche gaming communities. I miss when things were like actually properly archived on the internet, like on websites that you can search. It's also not searchable. That's also a huge problem why I hate Discord servers, where it's just like where everyone wants to make a Discord server for their gaming community now, and then write about like guides there. We need to go back to websites, but websites are expensive. But I also like I can't help but not use Discord. I like Discord a lot. It's like the only way I would talk to so many people. And it's also so easy to be able to like hop into like basically a giant group chat and go, hi my fellow gamers, what are we up to today? It's bring me back to forums. I think that was like the gist of my whole like 10-15 minutes of like rambling. Bring me back to the anime forums. I need to go back to where we discuss only things about anime in this one niche website forum, and that's it. And I don't look through your post history and find that you're also like involved in all these different these other forums. I think that's also the funny weird thing about Reddit. There's just so many different subreddits out there. There's a community for everything. And so, you know, people like you can like just look at their post history and you find so much about what that one person is about. And I'm sure there's people that don't like that. I don't think I particularly like that either. But I can't help but I am fascinated when I click on somebody that has an interesting take. And I go, huh. You are involved in some very niche interests over here. I regularly purge my Discord if I'm not active in a group for more than 1 month. I leave. I am such a hoarder. Also, my phone keeps lagging. I think my phone is burning hot. Oh, I see. That's why it's lagging. It's really hot. Okay, yeah. It's really also. I haven't complained about the weather, but that's the classic summer topic. It's like, yeah, it's 91 degrees Fahrenheit. It's cooler than I expected. It's actually cooler than I expected. Earlier today it was 99 degrees. I am feeling the heat right now though. But that's also why I said this is a short stream, because I am going to die. I am going to like I need to get cool. And sitting at my computer desk next to all my electronics is not the move to actually be cool. I scrolled and I fricked it. Oh, thank you for the subscription, Carlotus! Yay! Thank you. Wow, we've reached our 10 subs. Yeah. I didn't. No, please. Okay. Yeah, I really miss the autoclave. I'm so happy to see it autoclaved. Even though, I know you're trying to get rid of me, I appreciate the love. Yeah, goal reach. Woo! Yay! Thank you, guys. Thank you. I appreciate the subs so much. That reminds me, I think we're getting our first payout soon now. I am planning on donating that to a science research foundation. I'll post about it when I get the first payout, and I'll show you guys like where I donated it to. But I really appreciate you guys' subs, so it can go off to great science research foundations, because God knows they need all the money they can get right now. So thank you guys. Apartment being turned into an autoclave. It really is an autoclave right now. So when I went to vacation, I went somewhere that had central air, and it was so lovely and wonderful and joyous and magical and whimsical. And I came back to my apartment, I opened the door, and I felt like I got blasted in the face with like a heat bomb. Like, it was insane how hot it was. And my apartment also smelled a little musty. I'm not gonna lie, it smelled a little funky, I think, from being really hot in this month. And it's not, I took out all the trash and everything. It was just like, I think the smell of old apartment. the smell of old apartment being heated up to 90 degrees. The heat, there was actually some damage in my apartment over the month. There was a lot of rain, and I live on the top floor, and so it damaged my entryway a bit. The heat didn't damage it, but we did get rain, and that damaged a light fixture in my entryway. Not my not my fault, and the apartment management will fix it, so it's not a big worry. I miss central air, mostly because I like sleeping in the cold. I know, that was like one of the most fun parts of being in a place with central air is I can just sleep to the coldest weather known to man. It was so delightful and wonderful. Now it's I sleep in incredibly warm weather. It's so hot when I go to sleep. It sucks. I've talked about my AC situation a bit before, but I'll bring it up again. I had to buy like a little mini portable AC. It's not like the window units, because there's no way for me to actually put a window unit in my apartment because of the way it's set up. And so I only have it currently in my like office area. So when I go to my bedroom, there is no AC. There's nothing there. It's just a fan pointed at me, and it's not amazing when the weather doesn't actually cool down at night. It's the type of the tube that connects to the window. Yeah, it's exactly that type. It's not exactly the most efficient. I think that's a big problem. Like, compared to a window unit, it just doesn't have that kind of capability to cool the whole room. Especially my office area is kind of big. But it's doing its best. It makes it livable. Livable is like the baseline that, I'm shooting for here. I can survive with it. The other downside on depending on open window to cool down, tons of bugs flying. Oh yeah, I've been dealing with that this week. I came back and I feels like I opened the windows because I was like, I need to get this stank musty air out of my apartment. And there was just so many like bugs flying in. And I was like, oh my god, please help me. Bring me back to the central air conditioning. Okay. I don't know how long we will have to survive with this apartment still. One day we will move on to greener pastures. And greener pastures include central air. Having a tube of hot air that radiates back into the room isn't great. Yeah, that's like one of the problems. I even stood near the tube. It's really hot. It's kind of crazy how hot it is. And I think I kind of bought the wrong one. I learned that you're supposed to have the dual hose portable AC, which makes sense. You want one of the tubes dedicated to the cold air and one of the tubes dedicated to the hot air. So right now I only have one hose, and so it's like it's not as efficient in that way. But it was cheaper. Yeah, dual hoses are usually double the price. This was already kind of expensive. Dual hose was like going into like, this isn't like, I'm paying like $400, $300 for something that's barely cooling down my room. No, thank you. It was not worth. Maybe if I had like crazy money, like that would be a consideration, but I don't have that kind of money to throw around here just for something that's barely that much more making a difference here. It would be nice if I could have just used a window AC, but one of my both of my windows are basically inaccessible, is the best way I can put it, for a window unit. So I just have to kind of just have to deal with that. I've complained to the apartment about like, hey, I can't use these windows for AC, and it's pretty unlivable in this heat. And they said, yeah, sorry. And that was basically the end of that. Oh, thank you for checking in, Gren, and hello, Gren. Thank. No apologies about being late or anything. Thank you for checking in. I appreciate you. It's nice to see you again. You're restocking Wilbur's vegetables. Oh, how nice. Oh. Nico needs to upgrade apartments. Got it. I do need to upgrade apartments. That it's just everyone that's moved already knows like moving is one of the most annoying things in the world. It's also so expensive because it's not even just like the cost of a new apartment. I already know if I do move to a new apartment, it's gonna be more expensive than what I'm paying now. And so I have to consider that, and then also just the cost. The cost of moving in general is just insane. It's not that bad if I actually did things myself, it would be cheaper, but goodness, moving things by yourself is such a hassle. It was the time of the week where we ran out of his vegetables. Ah, yay! New vegetables for Wilbur. So how was your vacation? What did you do? I'll go over it briefly. I talked about it a bit at the beginning of the stream. It was more of a staycation more than anything. I kind of I went somewhere else. I went somewhere with central air, and that wasn't as hot as where my house is. I touched grass. I kind of just disconnected from the internet and said, I'm gonna hang out outside, but not really do anything. I just went to like parks, museums, etc., etc. Just, hang out. Took a lot of walks. A lot of walking. It was very relaxing. I think being away from the internet was like the big part. I didn't have to really think about what's going on social media or anything like that. I just kind of relaxed, played some games, did everything I been putting off in regards to hobbies. I just enjoyed myself, and it was very, very lovely. It was also just nice being away from my apartment, especially there was so many massive heat waves while I was gone, so it was very nice to avoid basically being cooked. However, it's funny. The weather has recently not been so bad here. But the day I come back and schedule my stream, it's severe heat warning. Stay inside, don't leave the house leave the house if you don't have AC and go somewhere else. And I was like, oh, okay, I see. The weather just wants me to be cooking while I'm streaming for the first time after my vacation. Fun. Cool. I see. It's hot here now. Yeah. I think a lot of places are experiencing this heat wave now. Or at least they experienced it and now it's moved to me. It is grossly hot. It's not, though I will say it's a pretty dry heat. And I think drier heats are they're so much more tolerable than a humid heat. I went outside yesterday and it was still a heat warning. And I felt like I was being cooked by the sun. But it wasn't disgusting because I didn't struggle to breathe because it was so humid outside. I just felt like I was getting radiated by the sun, but that's workable. That's manageable. I can tolerate the sunbeams hitting me. I just can't handle when it's really hard to breathe and it's just gross being outside because you feel like you're being covered in this sticky heat. I was barely outside just bringing vegetables from my truck and I barely melted and it's humid over here. Yeah, humidity is just terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. I did realize, I was hanging out outside and I was like, my goodness, I forgot to, put sunscreen on and I freaked out because I was like, oh my gosh, I've been outside for so long and I didn't put any sunscreen on. It just slipped my mind. No, no sunburns or anything, though. I need to be more aware of that. I kind of sunburn really easily. You would think, oh, you can't sunburn that fast. But no. when you're like me, very pale, and you just step outside when the sun is like gunning you down, I just sunburn like crazy. Sunburn's no good, no good. Make sure you wear this is primo sunscreen weather. Don't go outside without the sunscreen on. Sunscreen on your face, sunscreen on your body. Speaking of sunscreen, I was so mad when I realized I had to buy new sunscreen. Like I pretty usually on top of my skincare routine, and skincare products are just so expensive now after all the tariff situation. I thought the tariff, like I hadn't really been tuned into what's going on with the tariff stuff. And then I was like, my skincare products, they're so expensive. How could they do this to me? I don't sunburn really at all, which is funny because my sister is darker than me, but I don't burn as easily as her. Than my younger sister's pale, so she gets burned really easy. Yes, I feel like I'm sure there's like a genetic, there's like some component to that of like why some people sunburn super easily. I even have my sister. She's like quite a bit paler than me, and she doesn't sunburn that much either. She tans, but I feel like I don't tan. I just sunburn. Like I skip the tanning phase. Oh my god, love your design. Oh, thank you, Trans Mask JFK. What a great name. What a hilarious name. Thank you, thank you. Me and my sister joked that we stole all the pigments, and my youngest sister didn't get any. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, we're a family of very pale people. Pale, pale, pale. I go directly to red in contact with the sun. Me too. I don't feel like I wish I tanned. I feel like I am sometimes just I'm pale than red. So I try to always be super conscious about sunscreen or limit. I'm gonna become one of those like Asian grandmothers people make fun of, but I get the vision, like that wear the UV protected sleeves and the sunscreen, like the hat and the sunglasses. I'm gonna go full out like that one day. I live in a super predominantly Asian community, and I see so many of those ladies when I go out walks lately, and they also have the parasols. Their sun protection like game is like crazy. I also don't sunburn easily. Also, when you're only when we're like on like 1 billion degree weather and can't possibly tan anymore. Yeah, I feel like maybe it's because I've been going out and it's the 1 billion degree weather. Like I'm going out and it's 100 degrees and the UV index is like 100. I don't know why I'm outside, but I'm hanging out outside and then I just turn red. I may not just burn because I have more olive complexion. My sister has more red. My younger sister's just white though. Yeah, maybe I'm also just white. I don't have much going on for me. My skin is just pale. It is hot. Sorry. I like lifted my arm from my chair and I felt like the grossness of, oh, I'm sweating. I would be darker than my sister probably if I went outside as much as her because I tan easily. It is nice going outside though when it's so night, like even though it's hot, because it's I still am going outside because it's so I'm trying to soak in all the sunlight and get the vitamin D and all the benefits of the sun before winter comes and takes it away. It's winter here and I don't like how pale I am at the moment. Oh, winter, southern hemisphere. Southern hemispheres. I get really pale in the winter too. And like somehow I go, how am I even paler than this? The winter, I like the cold weather, but I do think I have quite the bouts of seasonal depression. When I don't get the sunlight, I do get pretty sad. Not much to do about that, but I do like the cold weather. I think I like the cold weather more than I like the extreme heat. But realistically, I just want it in between. I just want it to be temperate, man. I just want it to be like Neutral. Can I just be neutral over here? I'm finally cooling off. Thank goodness for central AC that most Louisiana homes have. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I think it's because I live in a place that usually wasn't primarily too hot, but as, you know, the future comes and we have climate change and etc., it's becoming more and more hot, and the infrastructure of housing here was not meant to handle this kind of heat. It's not great. Oh, thank you for checking in, Transmask JFK. Thank you. Are you the meme of low-key getting tan? Yeah, that's actually me. She wants to be neutral like Switzerland. You know, I do. I really do. You know, I really like... I think the weathers in a lot of those Nordic Dutch countries seems very lovely. It seems right up my alley. It's like impossible to move there though. I wish they would just take me, but you really can't. You really can't go there unless you like marry someone or you have family connection. It's so many years of work to immigrate there. I checked. I'm fanning myself off right now because it's just that hot. Maybe I'll get ice cream after this. I recently have been walking a lot outside, and I found an ice cream place that sells vegan ice cream, and it's so delicious. I've kind of been going like once a week. They have delicious sorbets and also just vegan flavors. It's my favorite, and it's like I go out in the walk in this 95-degree weather, and I go, it's all for the ice cream at the end of the road. I wanted to get their matcha vegan flavors, but they were out of stock last time I went, and I was so disappointed. It was so sad. I just wanted to go see. I just wanted to try. I've never had vegan matcha ice cream before, and I wanted to see how it tasted. I was so disappointed. It's probably because it was a really hot day and that ice cream place was packed. So I came at the wrong time. I want to cuddle with my dog, but it's too hot. Oh my gosh, this is not cuddling weather. This is the weather where you go like, I really appreciate you, and I love you from a distance, my dog. I wonder how vegan ice cream even works, like what it's made of. Vegan Labubu matcha Dubai cream. Yeah, let's throw in every single buzzword, like every single trending phrase. We gotta make that into a flavor. The vegan Labubu ice cream filled with Dubai chocolate. Vegan ice cream is usually just oat. I think it depends. The one that we were getting was oat milk. Like when I went, it was. I think there's soy milk vegan ice cream as well. I think they usually have to put some kind of thickening agent, because it just doesn't have the same structure as heavy cream. I'm no expert in ice cream making though. I've always wanted to make some vegan ice cream at home, but I've never done it. I love my pets from a distance in this weather. Yeah, this I love you, my dog. I love you. I love you. I hope you know that I love you. I'm not gonna hug you though. It's too hot. You're sweating, I'm sweating. I'll stand over here and appreciate you from a distance. Actually, it might be too late to go to the ice cream place. Maybe tomorrow. I have another reason why this has to be a short stream. I've got so much work on my plate. I am overwhelmed with the amount of work I have in my work job. So I have to do some of that after the end of this stream. We've got a lot of stuff in the pipelines, and they're telling me to do a lot, so I gotta go do it. I think there was a recipe using bananas to make other flavors of ice cream, but only fruit ice cream. Oh, I've seen recipes for like banana. They call it like nice. They call it nice cream because it's not really ice cream. It's nice cream. I also think it's popular in like it's popular in vegan communities because it's like a vegan way to make ice cream without. It's pretty easy to make too. I've never made it myself, but every time I've watched a video about it, it's like all you have to do is freeze the ice cream, freeze the bananas, and mix in some stuff, and that's it. I've never had it. I'm sure it's tasty. Bananas are kind of magical. They're kind of magical in mimicking that nice texture. I'm thinking about ice cream now, and I'm like, man, I wish it was earlier. I would have walked to get some, but it's a little too late now. Sounds low-key like baby food. Yeah, it probably is more like baby food. But you know, is there something wrong with it being like baby food? Maybe if you have texture problems. I've never been a big problem with textures. You feed me something that's mushy, and I'll be like, hell yeah, it's tasty. You have a favorite flavor? I think my favorite flavor is really just vanilla. I know that's really boring. It's really, really boring. But vanilla is just kind of like simple and tasty. And also I'm a person that likes to add toppings. So, you know, you add the toppings and it kind of takes on anything you want. But the thing is, with vanilla, you really can't get cheap ice cream. I feel cheap vanilla ice cream is really not good. It's really not good. It's so obvious when you can feel like it doesn't even taste like vanilla. It just tastes like sweet. I'm sure it's not good. I love salted caramel. Oh, salted caramel ice cream is really tasty. I'm pretty like I'll eat any ice cream. I'll eat it all. Just feed me. Just give me the ice cream. I had ube ice cream the other day too. Vegan ube ice cream, which is like the purple. If you're not familiar with it, it's like the purple yam. It's tasty. It's really tasty. I tend to like the mildly fancy flavors, but not full on fancy because they just have random stuff in them. Oh yeah, I like the ones that are like kind of elevated and they've got like chocolate like in them stuff or random things. I like those too. Sometimes they do be having a little bit too much. I remember, I think I like sat there and read like a flavor of one of these things. It was like pretzels and potato chips and caramel and a lot of mix-ins. And I'm sure it was tasty, but I just didn't like. Usually I'm kind of like, I was just thinking like, I just want a simple ice cream today. I don't need the whole buffet put into my ice cream today. Ice cream with raisins is too common. I hate them. Oh no, I love ice cream with raisin. Rum raisin is like one of my favorite flavors. The Haagen-Dazs flavor. I love that one. The raisins are just, they taste really good with the ice cream. Good luck stream. Thank you, Calgonia. Thank you. Nice to see you again too. In general, don't need Labubu matcha on my ice cream today. Okay, Labubu is just such a funny word to say. It's just so funny. Something about it's like it just really rolls off. It really just rolls off the tongue and it's hilarious to say. Labubu matcha. Labubu matcha is also just a really silly thing to say. What flavor would Labubu be though? I don't know. When I see Labubus, I'm not getting a good flavor for them. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the Labubu fans out there. I don't really understand it, but you know, you do you. You can have your collector hobby. I collect anime figures. You can collect Labubus. We all have our useless collections. I also like. I guess I don't really wouldn't want to get into it because I don't really care about like. I don't want to do gotcha pull. I don't want to do gotcha pulls in real life for my collection. That would just kind of like piss me off. And I know Labubas aren't the first to do that. I just don't care about like blind box stuff. I don't know. I just don't like how expensive they are, but they are cute. I don't really get it. It's not for me. That's okay if it's not for me. And the gambling of it. Yeah, it's just the gambling of it. Listen, I've been playing Uma Musume, and I did spend some money, and I gambled, and I was like, oh my goodness, I spent money to gamble, and I didn't even hit anything, and then I just felt bad, and then I went, why did I gamble? Not that like it was any like I did not take a like it wasn't even that much money, but it just made me go, my goodness. This isn't it. I can't just be dropping money like this and not I can't just be gambling like this. I don't know. I think the gambling is part of the fun, but I understand hating the gambling. Yeah, I'm sure that's part of it. When I've seen the videos on like TikTok and YouTube, people are like they love the hype and the excitement of the gamble of like, oh my gosh, did I get it? Or when there's someone super lucky, it really like pops off. It's so exciting and fun and cool. It's probably not cool when you are the person buying it and you don't have that much money, and you probably shouldn't have been gambling in the first place. But I'm sure that's why, like, people like to see that kind of content because they get to live like visceral, they get not visceral, vicariously. They get to live vicariously through that person's like money spent. 99% of players hit before getting their 24k golden Labubu. That's me. I didn't hit on Uma Musume, and then I was thinking like, what if I just kept spending more money? And then I like reality checked myself and said, I just can't keep spending money until I hit. That's like full on problem gambling. It's the rush that syndrome and the illusion of chance almost followed by disappointment. I completely get it. I mean, it's hard. I feel like it's kind of hard to avoid, at least personally. I feel like every game I play, there's some kind of gambling aspect involved, be it like financial, like has financial aspects or not. I think Uma Musume is like the first like gotcha game in a while I've played it, and like I have to actually spend money while I gamble. I play like a lot of like TFT. TFT is basically like a gambling game too. You just every turn you're gambling and going like, please, what if I hit? What if I hit? And there's no financial parts, but it's kind of funny. I started Uma Musume as well. Love it. Yay! Yeah, I love it. I can't wait to play it tomorrow. Okay, I've already like I'm pretty well established already. I just think it'll be fun to play. I'm kind of like addicted. It's just so fun to play. I think the strategy I feel like I underestimated how fun the actual gameplay would be. I really enjoy like strategizing how to genetically engineer basically the best horse. The best horse girl will be created and crafted carefully in my lab. I hate how everything has gambling now, but thankfully I have $0 to my name. Everything does have gambling now. It's really hard to get away from the gambling. It's just gamble everywhere. You can't run away from the gamble. I have money now, and it's actually kind of dangerous. There used to be a time when I was like, oh, I don't have money, so it's okay. I can hang around the gambas. And now I have, but now I have money, and yeah, I can't do that. It's nice to see you again. Hi. Beppo lost a lot of money gambling last set. Oh no. I already know I already know I would have a gambling problem, so I'm not putting myself in that situation. Oh, you guys mean the Horse Girl game? That has gambling too? Oh yeah, it's the Horse Girl game. Yeah, I forget, like, I feel like most people know it as the horse girl game. Yeah, the horse girl game, it is, you have to gamble for the girls themselves. And it's expensive. They do give you a lot of free resources, but, hold on, I have actually have the game pulled up on the side as I speak, so, you know. It's like, what, $20 for a 10 pull? Pretty expensive. It's not, but I also don't play a lot of gacha games, so I don't know if that's like the standard or not. It didn't sound like it was, because I saw a lot of people complaining that $20 for 10 pull that's like a lot of money. Oh, thank you, Fight. Welcome back from vacay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm happy to be back and yapping to everyone. Yeah, it's $21 even. It's quite expensive. But I mean, you don't. It's kind of a whale game. I feel like you truly need to, like, if you want to. There's also like the game has competitive aspects where you're fighting against other people's horse teams, and you kind of like. I feel like it's probably too hard to be really competitive if you're not if you're not spending money, unless you're really lucky. Betting on my horse girl and ending up in the lifelong debt, just like real life horses. Yeah, that's how it feels. I was betting. I felt like I spent some money and then I went, oh, okay. I guess I'm not in debt, but it feels like it. Speaking of horse girls, I saw someone said they bought a real life. They bought a real life horse, like racing horse, after playing the game, and I was like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? Maybe I'm happy. Maybe I'm glad that they found like a new joy in their life. Maybe they were always meant to be this racing horse trainer that they didn't know that was meant for them. But they said they're paying $6,000 a year now to raise this horse. And I was like, good for you. It was like, I had mixed feelings of like, why would you do that? Into, I'm happy for you. I'm glad that you're finding a passion like that for yourself. Apparently the horse lost their first race and got injured though, so I feel like they're going to really experience what it means to own a horse and how it can be a lot of it can be a lot. I've also, because of the game, I feel like I've learned a lot about Japanese horse racing history. Because all the girls are based off of real Japanese racing horses, I think I just end up like going like, so what's this real life horse's history? And it's kind of cool. Maybe I wonder how much money the Japanese Racing Association has made from this game basically being an advertisement for their horse racing. Now it's like, I want to go to Japan and maybe I want to see a real life horse race. But all my favorite horses have been dead for like 20 years. So do I even really want to go that badly? Anyway, I will talk more about Uma Musume Horse Girl Gacha tomorrow when we play it. We can go through my account and we can talk about it, and I will not accept any backseating. One thing I will say about the game, it feels like every time I watch somebody play this game, there's so many backseaters. And the backseaters are just wrong. They're just wrong. They just don't, they're not even I guess it's not guaranteed that a backseater will be right. But I've never seen so much wrong information being backseated on in a game before. Maybe it's because it attracts, it's like, it seems surface level anime cute girl game, and then there's a lot of actual strategy involved. Now, everything related to Japan can be associated with an anime. It's true, it's true. I think there's so many aspects of, like, tourism in Japan that are related to some anime franchise. There's a city in Japan I recently was, like, watching a video about that talked about how... Sorry, I hit my mic. They were talking about how Love Live Sunshine, which is an idol anime that aired quite a few years ago, helped basically make that city relevant in tourism because people want to come and visit and see the city that the girls from that show were, you know, took place in. And it's become like a pilgrimage for fans to go there. And I think that's cute. It must be a funny feeling though if you grew up in that town and it's just always been this kind of no-name like kind of rural place, and now it's full of anime tourism. It's very beautiful though. Very beautiful. I can understand why it's like people want to go there, not just because of like the anime now. They just want to see like a pretty seaside Japanese town. Okay. Anyway, I think I will be heading out soon. I did say it was short. It was a short yap stream, and I really liked talking with you all so much after being away for a month. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me in the heat. I know maybe you guys aren't even hot. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me while I am dying in the heat, more like it. I will be back tomorrow, and we'll be playing the Horse Girl Gacha game and yapping and stuff. Oh, I never used Twitch, but I tried to tune in again. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that, and if you can't tune in, that's okay too. I understand. Twitch is not for everyone. I've been thinking of trying multi-streaming on YouTube. I have to look into it more, but I think I want to set that up because I know not the first time. A few people have told me that they would prefer if I streamed on YouTube because it's hard for them to catch my streams on Twitch because they just don't use Twitch. And understandable. Understandable. If you don't use Twitch, you will never. I feel like it's really hard to catch a stream. Oh, oops. There's ad. Anyway, I will see you guys later. I'm sorry for the ad. But anyway, I'll be back tomorrow, and I'll see you guys then. Bye, 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 bye.